this CRICUT tutorial about making a stencil with a text in it. Now, making a text with CRICUT means that you have to keep the text attached somehow. So you can find your font in CRICUT where you see the arrow, okay? And these are the CRICUT font that are available to you. Don't go buying all of these fonts in CRICUT because they're only going to be available in CRICUT. So instead, go to your system. You always have a lot of fonts there, and you might be actually surprised by the ones you have. There is also a free font on the internet, okay? So you will go to your browser and you will do a search for free font, F-O-N-T, okay? And you will find actually great sites where you can actually use fonts freely and not in a commercial way, but at least it will work. So this font is Stencil 192, I think. And as you can see, the letters are all kind of cut out. And it's really important. Now my text, I put it on the upper part because I need to make my stencil base. So I'm going to make a 8 by 11 inch, and I'm changing the color because my text isn't black, so it's easy. No, I'm changing the text color instead. And now that you can see it, it's because I have to organize. So you make everything go in front. And now you can see the text. Hopefully I will zoom in maybe. Or I just duplicated it. Well. So yes, so in order to duplicate, in order to add more text, you just duplicate the first one. At least you have the right font. And now I'm adding the numbers. And I know it might not be easy to see, but the letters, you see the 4, the angle of the 4 is not attached to the main body of the 4. Just like the 6, there's like a upside down C, and it's not attached to the curved part of the 6. That's important because if you attach it to the letter, it will make a circle and it will go. So you won't see the 6, you will just see a branch that's going to look like a B or something, but it's not going to stencil as a 6. So I'm doing also the alphabet. You know, like one of those stencils that you want to have, you know, different numbers of different shapes, different size and things like that. This is the example that I'm showing you. It's not very elaborated, but I do believe it will make the job to show you exactly how it is. When you search also for the fonts, you need to make sure, if you're making the stencil, you can make sure to put a stencil fonts, and they will show you the fonts that are usually used for stencils like this. So you're not gonna have to cut out part of your letters, because if you don't use a stencil font, which you can find freely on, I do believe the site is called Dafont, D-A-F-O-N-T, but it's easy to find when you search for font on the browser. So when you don't use a stencil font, you have to like always you have to use the cutout operation in order to make a separation in the letters, and it's extremely messy and not fun and time consuming. So honestly, don't bother with doing this. Just use a font that's already out there, and have fun with that. Otherwise, like I said, you will spend time and time and time, and you will really forgot one piece. And I've done it, and that's not fun. In a creative way, it's not fun at all. So you use a stencil font, you add it to font and use it here. See, I even write it down on the stencil. So once that's done, you have to register, and if you followed on the first video of the organic stencil, you know, you're doing this. So you know what we will do after, but as you can see now on the upper corner, I have two mats, and we don't want that. Now this is a nice troubleshooting because it's important to do regularly. You check on the upper part, you have two stencils, you're not supposed. So you have to like group all of these things. So you have to attach them. So now that they are attached, you will be able to make your stencil, but of course you have to take out with the exclude the last option you saw with the arrow, and now we can use it as a stencil. And I do now you're following the things you have to again. Make sure your cardstock it has the right. Make sure you select the right GSM cardstock before you cut. Otherwise, you will have to do like in the second video of the plaid. That wasn't fun, but it's important to know it happens. And of course, once the stencil. Oh yeah, I was going to tell you. If you have the Dollar Tree or things like that, you know the stencils that have letters and numbers. Check that out and look at what it has to be done in order to keep the letters on the stencil, because that's a weird thing in the beginning to actually notice and make sure you see. So now we're going to see the reveal, and you'll see what I mean when I say that all the letters are kind of cut. And also you could pick all of that that's on the stencil, the mat I mean, you could actually pick all that and use it as letters on their own. So you see how they are cut and not completely together, like the font, the O of the font. You see how it's not completely attached to its sides? That's because if it was, it would just be a big round hole and not a O. And you'll get the hang of that particular notion with time. Maybe for some people it would be easy, but for others you will see it every time you're going to try something. And if you can find tutorial that I'm sure that there are some because I've seen some, then it's perfect if you go see that and see how you would actually prepare a font that is not a stencil font to be a stencil font, and you'll realize that might not be what you want to do if you want to create things. So I am hoping you will enjoy. You're enjoying this CRICUT Tuesday series, and if you do, Don't forget to subscribe, like, comment. If you have questions, please just make sure to make a big Q in your comment, so I will know that it's a question. Not that I'm, completely buried in comments, but it's easier that way anyway. So as you can see here, I'm testing the stencil I did so far. I like them, and those were previous ones that I made. Simple shapes, that you can find or make yourself. So stars, the argyle shapes or arts. And you can actually use them also for modeling paste. So I hope you're enjoying this. There will be another one that will be a flower on the next one. So hope you'll join me there. Don't forget, there's also a slow stitch Saturday. Thank you. Bye.